Thanks, James. Well, like you said, dense fog continues into the overnight hours. This is what it looked like near the Centennial Bridge in Rock Island tonight. The fog could make driving conditions a bit more tricky tonight and also for your morning commute. New research from the University of Iowa shows the entire Midwest, including Iowa, has a greater risk for flooding. Researchers tracked rainfall and floods throughout the county from the last 30 years. They found the northern half of the country, including Iowa and the Midwest, has gotten wetter. The risk of flooding has gone up. The southern part of the U.S. shows a drier pattern with fewer recorded floods. The study didn't find a growing risk for the most devastating and destructive flooding, rather a greater risk of all flood events in the northern United States. A 63-year-old man is dead after falling 60 feet from a cliff at an Iowa park. He fell at Ledges State Park in Des Moines just after 11 yesterday morning. This is video of the park from earlier this year. The man was airlifted to the hospital where he later died. He was on an annual group hike at the park. This is not the first time someone has slipped off those cliffs. 2 falls were reported in an 8-day span back in 2015. And it was a deadly year for both Iowa and Illinois drivers in 2016. 400 people died on Iowa roads in 2016. That's about a 30% jump from 2015. Iowa State Patrol says alcohol played a role in many serious crashes. Speeding and distracted driving also led to several accidents. In Illinois, more than 1,000 people died in crashes. This makes 2016 the deadliest year on Illinois roads since 2007. State police say this could be due to a combination of more distracted drivers and less people wearing seatbelts. If you're a bike rider, there's a new Illinois law that benefits you. The new measure amends the state vehicle code by giving cyclists the same right-of-way drivers have. In essence, it says bikes are vehicles too. Bikers in Illinois say they like the new rules.
I think in general it's always a good step in the right direction to reinforce the idea that we actually have as much right out there as they do. But, you know, everybody should be out there watching out for each other.
The bill is called Dennis's Law. It was named after a cyclist who was hit and killed by a driver in Hampshire, Illinois. More than 200 other laws have gone into effect in Illinois. Illinois is now the first state to train hairstylists to recognize when their clients are domestic or sexual abuse victims. They don't have to report what their clients tell them, but they will be able to alert their clients to resources for abused spouses or partners. Synthetic bath salts are now banned in Illinois. Possession could mean 5 years in prison and $150,000 in fines. Jails will have to accept cash, not just credit cards, when someone wants to post bail. Driver's ed students will be taught how to behave when a police officer pulls them over. After weeks of waiting, the Iowa Hawkeyes took on the Florida Gators for the third time in the Outback Bowl. Game, but it didn't go too well for them. Iowa scored first with a field goal, but wouldn't find the end zone for the rest of the game. The Florida Gators scored 27 unanswered points to win the 2017 Outback Bowl 30-3. Well, here in the Quad Cities, fans came together to cheer on the Iowa Hawkeyes in today's game. Fans packed the public house in Davenport. Every time the Hawks scored, a trumpet played. The owner, who is an Iowa Hawkeye fan himself, says watching the game is a dream come true.
To see everybody here enjoying it just as much as I do, because of how big of a fan that I am of the Hawkeyes, I'm living the dream.
I think that was before the Hawkeyes lost. The Gators and the Hawkeyes played each other in the Outback Bowl in 2004 and 2006. WQAD Sports Director Matt Randazzo will, of course, have more highlights tonight on our main channel. There's much more to come right here on WQAD News 8 at 9. Still ahead, back to work. The first order of business for federal lawmakers tomorrow and how it could impact those looking for health care coverage.
You're